Struggling in the first half. How much did you need that for peace of mind, for confidence going into the regular season, the way you rallied?
Yeah, well, we didn't start the game that well. I mean, they came out red hot. Some of it was them being hot. Some of it was not good enough on the defensive end. But I don't necessarily think that we needed that. Because we got a lot of belief in this basketball team. Our guys had a lot of belief in themselves. But it certainly was nice for us to respond the way we did and outscored them by 19 points in the final three quarters in overtime.
Well, Frank, how do you conceptualize that game? Do you look at the rough first half more, or do you look more at what happened after midway point in the second
We're going to teach and get better at what we didn't do well, but definitely highlight the positives. I mean, there was a lot of positives out there, and you have to have perspective when things aren't going your way. Is it all us? The way I saw it, we weren't as good as we need to be, but Anthony Davis is one of the top 5 players in the world, and he went off. So sometimes that's going to happen with an elite player, and you got to find a way to respond to it. So I was proud of how we responded.
What did you think of Alfred Payton and how he played tonight?
Great confidence. I loved his swagger in the second half and just determination. He wasn't always perfect. He was had some early turnovers in the first half and wasn't really getting going. But he hit a game winner. When I came here, there was a lot of criticism about our end of game execution, but the kid with the game on the line, the tie scorer, made a great drive to the basket and a little floater in the lane and won a game for us. So I thought he had great competitive spirit.
You talked about the coaching staff believing in the players. How much is a game like this? Yes, it's preseason, but how much is a game like this being able to come back, do the right things throughout much of the second half? How much does that inspire belief within the players themselves, or is that a momentum's the next day pitcher type thing?
I think every small success builds confidence in your group, and we'll highlight that. And we'll show the things we did well and why we came out on top tonight. It's a preseason game; it doesn't count, it doesn't matter. But for us to compete and figure it out, figure a game out, and do whatever it takes to get over the hump was definitely a positive.
Frank, you said that on nights when shots aren't falling, you got to live with your defense. In that fourth quarter, I think you held them 6 of 21 and forced 6 turnovers. Was that kind of the difference with the way you were getting stops in the fourth quarter? That's the plan. That's when your defense has to be at its best, is in the fourth quarter. And like I said, we didn't start the game that well defensively. I wasn't happy with that at all. But you tip your hat to a great player, and you ask your guys to figure out the game as the game goes on and improve. Hopefully, from the first quarter to the fourth.
What did you see from Aaron tonight? Were you pleased with the jumpers he made and his fluidity in the Vogel court?
For the most part, very, very pleased with it. I don't have a lot of expectations for Aaron right now, just because of he doesn't have his legs under him. He's still hobbled a little bit with his ankle, and that's going to delay his his rhythm a little bit. But I thought he played well. I thought he hit a pin down jump shot. He hit a couple threes, and played with confidence on the offensive end. He attacked in the open court, and showed me a lot of things.
Go ahead.
How you doing, Frank? Fantasy Justice, Sports.com. Got a bunch of new guys that are coming together. When do you figure that they're going to be able to have your system down, be able to make the reads together? Magic fans are going to be looking to see. I'm sure this team is going to grow throughout the year. How many games into it before you really think that this team should have it down?
Well, there's not a fine line. The plan is to get better each month. And hopefully, as we're figuring each other out, as our players are figuring themselves out, and how to be successful within the system that we have. Hopefully, we're winning games while that's happening. But there's going to be definitely a learning curve, so to speak. And early on, there's going to be some miscues, and there's going to be some figuring it out. Amongst the whole group, and that's to be expected. But the plan is to tighten things up each day, each week, each month, and get stronger as we go, and make the playoffs, and hopefully build something that will succeed in the playoffs.
Thank you.
Coach Evan had 24 points tonight, but talk about his defense, especially in the fourth and overtime. He gets credited with four steals tonight, but it seems like he did a lot more than that.
Well, part of figuring out a game is just using your competitive spirit to make plays, and whether that's make a big shot, make a big drive, an extra pass. On the defensive end, it's making a play to get a stop, whether it's a straight up where you don't get credit on the box score, or sink and get your hands on a ball. Those are winning plays. So what Evan did on the defensive end tonight was terrific on top of his strong offensive performance.
Is everyone good? All right.